I request Honorable Minister for Human Resource and Development to deliver the lecture.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, Dr. Chenna Reddy, Shri Sampath, President of the Society, my colleague in Parliament, Shri Anbarasu, distinguished guests on the dais, honorable guests for the function, students of the Ethiraj College, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed extremely happy to be here today at this function organized by the Madras Educational Trust to inaugurate the Institute of International Educational Service and to present awards in the field of education. It is very apt that this function is taking place in the Ethiraj College. The founder who donated this set an outstanding example of what an eminent and responsible citizen of India can do for education. His example will always stand as one that needs to be emulated. Personally also, it's quite apt that this function is taking place in a girls' college. My past month, the entire month, has been spent mainly in the company of women. Women and child development come under my ministry. And with the Beijing conference so high on the world agenda, the preparatory meetings that preceded the conference, the various women NGOs that we had to consult with, and then finally finding myself as only the second man amongst 25,000 women in Beijing was quite an experience. Even when I landed back in this country, my first function in Calcutta was with the ladies' study group. And this chain of events seems to be continuing and pursuing me even to Madras. But I am indeed happy because Ethiraj College is the sort of effort that the Human Resource Development Ministry is trying to encourage. It is unfortunate that our country has only 52% literacy. But it is even more unfortunate that compared to male literacy, female literacy is only 39%. I firmly believe that whenever woman is weak, society can never be strong. And when woman is strong, society can never be weak. And it is high time that emphasis, focus, and concentration was laid in elementary and primary education on the girl child and women's education in general when one goes into the field of adult literacy. And therefore, let me commend the efforts of the authorities, the principal, the teaching staff, and all the lady students of Ethiraj College. May your efforts meet constantly with success, and may your efforts help us in meeting our objective in creating a situation and an atmosphere in India where woman is really equal to man, where woman gets equal opportunity with men, where woman can stand shoulder and shoulder with men in the development and advance of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, the comparative advantage today in the world is not something which is going to be decided by the size of the country. Comparative advantage will lie with that country which knows how to develop its human resources in a befitting manner so that it can be utilized in the national effort. Education, therefore, becomes very, very basic to all the efforts that are launched. One may import technology, one may import machines, one may create vast budgets for social reform and social welfare, for economic development, for the eradication of poverty. But the real nichod, what is called in Hindi, the real benefit to the last drop of all such efforts can only be derived if one lives in a nation which is educated. And therefore, human resource development in our country, just like anywhere else in the world, is something which is extremely basic. It also refines the sensitivities. We are a country with a tradition which is 5,000 years old. We are a country with a tradition that we are all proud of. When we go abroad, we talk of this civilization. We talk of the glory of the Indian culture and the Indian civilization. And yet in modern life, as we forge ahead in the modern context, slowly the respect, the desire, the need for culture seems to be slipping. India is in a unique position to provide the synthesis between the old and the new. Believing in tradition and believing in culture is not a negation of modernity. I have just come from Bali, where I attended the Education for All 9 conference, summit conference of ministers. In the evening when they hosted us, Indonesia is a country which has made tremendous progress. I went to Jakarta in 1989. 6 years later, I cannot recognize Jakarta. There has been so much progress. And yet in the evening when dinner was hosted, we had our host, the Minister of Education of Indonesia, who happens to be a Muslim, himself going on to the stage, talking about the culture of Indonesia, introducing one item after the other, which was presented by school children from the age of 7 to the age of 14, and the entire evening was based on the Ramayana, which is such an integral part of Bali's and Indonesia's culture. And yet the country has forged ahead. Look at all the major economic powers today. Most of them are traditional countries with a cultural and historical legacy. Japan believes in tradition, believes in culture, one of the most modern nations in the world, but the culture, the tradition gives them the anchor, which gives them the character, which gives them the commitment to move forward. Germany, the new emerging giants in the Southeast Asia, Thailand, Indonesia, these are countries which are steeped with culture. And that's why I was extremely happy, not that we don't need modernism, we do. After all, these are all forms of human enjoyment, and we revel in our old culture, in our old music, in our old dance, but we also equally enjoy the modern trends. And therefore, I was extremely happy, and I would like to congratulate all the performers today of the Ethiraj College, all the girls who participated, who presented the synthesis between the old and the new. It was a thoroughly enjoyable performance. Ladies and gentlemen, education is also important to understand that social reform and social transformation is necessary, to make us aware of the atmosphere around you, to make us understand and comprehend the miseries and problems that are faced by disadvantaged and weaker sections of society, so that it creates in us an impulse, a desire to try and act in a manner which would not hurt their interests but improve their interests. So that awareness is also created through education. And then, of course, the very major interventionist role of education in the sphere of women, in the sphere of economically weaker sections, so that everyone has a good deal in our glorious country, and poverty and injustice and social injustice is eradicated and banished forever. That is the enlightenment that must spread through the length and breadth of our country, and that is the enlightenment that was Bharat's, that was India's message through thousands of years of its history. And therefore, we today are determined to ensure that over the next few years, illiteracy is eradicated from this country. It is our honor and privilege that we are led by somebody who is so experienced and someone who was Human Resource Development Minister himself. It is because of the commitment of Mr. Narasimha Rao that we have today been able to announce that 6% of GDP will be spent on education. That is a rise of from 18,000 crores in the 8th plan to 90,000 crores in the 9th plan. This is the commitment of the Government of India. But that is not enough. Money is not enough. We have ensured that there is going to be no shortage of resources. Education takes a high priority on the national agenda of the Government of India. But we have to also ensure that universalization of primary education as the first step takes place. And not a single child between the age of 6 to 14, it is our objective and our aim that not a single child in this age group by the turn of the century should be deprived of education. Every one of those 170 million children who constitute that age group must have the privilege of going to school so that they can better their lives. And in this massive exercise, emphasis, as I said, is being given to the girl child. Similarly, in our total literacy campaign, which aims and focuses at the 15 to 35 year age group, comprising 110 million adults, it is our objective that by 1997, we will ensure that 100 million out of the 110 million will be made literate. These are our objectives for 1997-98, so that an awareness would grow in the parental age group, and this would then have the desired effect on enrollment for primary education and on the retention rate. These basically are our thrust areas. On higher education, we spend something like 35%, 30% of our budget. But whatever we have is not enough. I would, however, like to give emphasis on the base of the pyramid. If 48% people are going to remain illiterate, the country, the apex of the pyramid can never be strong. The apex is higher education. So we would like more and more initiative in the area of higher education. Government will not abdicate its responsibilities. Government will fulfill its commitment. Government's role in education is going to increase fivefold by the year 2000. But at the same time, as an additionality, not as a substitute, we would certainly like to encourage organizations like the Madras Education Trust and other non-government organizations in the field of education. Let me congratulate Mr. Sampath. Let me congratulate the entire team. Let me congratulate Mr. Kannan, who is the convener of this new institute that you are beginning. I'm sure that it will certainly facilitate a lot of young people to improve their future, to improve their career prospects, and help them to contribute their might to the development of this country. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy that these awards are being presented. It is important that teachers, that those involved in academics, that those who contribute to the spread of education are given recognition, not merely to give recognition to the individual himself, but to highlight and high profile the example that he has set so that others could try and emulate that example. So let me congratulate the award winners, and once again, thank you very much for having invited me and asked me to be present on this occasion. Let me wish you all success in your efforts. Thank you very much.